I actually hit on everyone who stands in front of me too long.
Have I ever hit on you?
Aren't you doing it right now?
No. You think this is hitting on you?
I mean, the signal you're giving me is that you're just dying to fuck me.
Oh my God. Yo, you talk to a white woman too long, she starts throwing allegations, bruh.
Oh, please don't ask. Don't ask, baby.
Guys,
down,
I know you're excited to be here for episode 12
It's just a little bit of talk
of
about
Please
sex.
Don't Ask.
Not that
Everyone
big of a
shut
deal.
up because
We've all pulled our dick out in public before, guys.
Who hasn't? Who hasn't pulled their dick out in public?
Have you ever
Anyway,
had sex in public?
we're not there yet. Hang on. Let me do my thing.
Oh,
This is episode
this is
12
your show.
of Please Don't Ask featuring JUAN Denmark.
Oh, shit.
Thank you so much for being here.
Hello. My
Hello.
name's JUAN Denmark.
You know, people are listening, they're watching, they're dying to know more about you. Please tell us.
They want to know about me?
Yeah, they're dying to
What
know.
do they want to know?
They want to. Well, here's the thing.
You are representing the people today.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I've been called the voice of my generation many times by my father. He's really supportive of me. Hey, Dad. So tell the people your pronouns.
I go by every pronoun.
Okay. So tell the people your relationship status.
I'm single as hell.
Single as hell. Your orientation.
What is that?
Like who you're into.
Oh, I'm into
What's
I'm
your-
into women, and then I'm into like non-binary people.
Hot. Androgynous.
Yeah, androgynous.
Hot.
I love
Yeah.
a good like bald-headed woman with
So
a
you're,
fat ass.
are you a queer?
Yeah.
And me too. So you're
Yeah.
a queer. So again.
But I don't get accepted as queer. People say I'm
accept
too
you.
masculine presenting, and they're like, "You're too mass to be queer."
You know, there will always be
You feel
people,
too straight.
There will always be people who want to gatekeep identity that has, you know, it helps them feel better about themselves to exclude others because they themselves have been excluded. You're a psychology student.
Of course,
You
I
understand.
study all that shit.
So you're a student full time, but you're also hustling.
Yeah.
You're out here. I've seen you all out and about. We didn't see each other in person because
I'm
I'm
just
not
selling
out,
dick all across
I'm
the
not out and
country.
about, but you are out there. You went on a couple like tours.
dick selling tours.
Dick selling
absolutely.
tours, and was it lucrative?
Almost.
Almost.
So last time wasn't lucrative, but actually technically yes, because the residual effect from all the clout I got has
Clout
put in
matters.
a lot of money in my
I
pocket.
get paid spiritually for this show.
Yeah, it definitely paid off. Absolutely.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
you're like producing shows as well, right? Or you're
No, I don't produce any shows.
I thought you were hosting a mic at one point.
Yeah, I host a mic, but that's like for the love of the game and shit. You know, that's like
you
once
gotta
a
do your
month. People come in. I give
hosting
people a lot of
duties.
time to talk.
Yeah, you are a pretty gracious host. You are clearly like aiming for something. Tell me and the people what your dreams are.
So my dream is to travel the country and have like philosophical conversations.
Just
with
this country?
the
Dream bigger.
yeah,
There's a word.
The international.
Go for the world.
Like,
You got this.
Yeah,
Travel the world, Juan. You got
Just
this.
travel this country. Such a like cliched like statement. And it's kind of like
Travel
it's
the
like it's like
lands.
stuck in my my encoding system.
Yeah, well, you are an American. It's how we've been trained to
Yeah.
think of the world as, you know, our country.
But my dream is to be like an international person who conducts like large scale conversations with intellectuals about multitude of topics, and then an occasional laugh in between the seriousness.
I love a haha.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that we have similar goals, which is that like I too dream of hosting a talk show someday.
You
And-
don't have to dream. This is real life.
I would like to do what, like, hey, you want to come up? Sorry, the math wasn't mathing for her. This microphone gets in the way. There you go. Sit down. Lay down. Lay down. Go. Oh, Uncle Juan, you want to go on his lap? Okay, so I love talking about serious shit with comedians.
Okay.
Because comedians are my people, because I am one. I love the idea of, I like hosting because I like to get to know people. Genuinely just like to learn new perspectives. And I love when humans blank. Anything. I like human beings. And I'm a social scientist as well. Like my education has always been very much about sexuality, or most recently was about sexuality. My master's thesis was about how women feel about pornography. And I love the discussions that we can have on this show about, private shit that makes people genuinely feel like, oh my God, I'm not alone. I've had a couple people now, life-changing moments where people have messaged me saying, like, I really appreciate what you're doing because, this thing was brought up that I thought I was the only one. And I think that's a really important,
Are you comfortable being the only one? This is like kind of a side conversation, but this is a question I'm thinking about.
the concept being the only one of what?
Yeah. Like having your own novel thought.
Oh, I'm unique.
Comparable. You like feeling like you're the only one in certain instances.
I mean, that's a philosophical question, like you said. Like, I logically know that I am not. No one's ever been me before, but also there are so many people that I have more in common. I like to believe that I have more in common with people than I have differences, but also I am a unique, very special person. And that's the lie my parents told me when I was a kid, that I was special.
Yeah, no, I convinced my parents that I was special when I was 16 to get a tattoo. I was like, hey parents, I want you guys to sign off on this tattoo.
What does that say? Temptation?
Yeah, this is later in life. But the first tattoo I ever got were 2 stars on my wrist as a 16-year-old. And I had to convince my parents to sign off on it. And my reasoning was, I'm special, I'm unique, I'm a star. So this is
and
the
they were
tattoo
like,
that I want.
Juan,
I want 2 stars on my wrist. No, I like convinced them and they believed me, and now I've had to prove myself.
I feel like proving yourself is just the beginning. I mean, you got to prove and again.
Yeah.
Like,
and you never stop proving yourself.
Yeah, you never stop proving yourself. Did you watch that show Hacks?
I don't watch many shows. Like, when people say, have you watched that? It's usually no.
I'm usually no as well, but this is a show I really recommend to all comics. because
shit.
It's about,
You think I'm a comic?
Yeah, I do. That's why you're here.
Why do you think I'm a comic?
We would not be friends otherwise. Like, we don't run in the same circles. I
run in circles that consist of comedy.
I run in triangles. Usually, they're it's like an Eiffel Tower situation. Anyway, the show is actually, it's like about a comedian who's like washed up like Las Vegas residency, and then like her residency gets canceled because they want to make room for like younger talent, and she's like a boomer.
Yeah.
And anyway, the show, I really liked it because it made me think a lot about like
Portland.
About what it means to be successful. And like to kind of like be a comedian, and I'm approaching comedy from a very, I'm trying my hardest to be professional, but there's no HR and no one to train me.
Yeah.
And the business itself is something made up.
Yeah, I have 2 rules as far as professional.
What are your rules?
Professionalism in comedy. Do what you say you're gonna do, and don't fuck comics. Those are my 2 rules.
Oh my God, mine is never do what you say you're gonna do and fuck every comedian you meet.
I've never fucked a comedian. And the reason I don't is because they talk about it on stage. And
what if they're a really bad comedian?
I feel like my dick is too good to fuck.
What if they're a really bad comedian? What if they
I
suck?
would never fuck a bad comedian. Like, if
what if they're a really good comedian?
If I ever did fuck a comedian, she would be lit. Like, she would be hot and lit. Like, funny as hell and lit. But,
stop describing me. So I'm sitting right here. I know, it's so embarrassing to be me. Do you believe in soulmates? I like to ask people that question.
Yeah, I've had a soulmate.
And she's dead now. I'm just kidding.
She's still alive. I have one soulmate and almost a soulmate. I had 1.5 soulmates.
That's
and I've had soulmates that I haven't had sex with. There's soulmates I've had that we've never had sex or anything like that.
Intellectual soulmates, kind of thing.
Spiritual
soulmates.
Like,
I believe in that too.
Yeah, we've never fucked, but we're attracted to each other.
You've thought about it though. You've never fucked, but like you've really thought about it.
Yeah, but like, now we're just like too deeply connected to risk our relationship with sex. Like, it's too we have too much.
Does Lucas Pop know you feel that way?
Lucas is the homie for sure.
I feel like I'm not the best person to give this type of advice. I got sour cream on my pants right now.
You totally do.
I was just eating a Taco Bell burrito out of my lap.
Was it in your car? Were you eating Taco Bell in your car?
Yep, and now I'm here to teach you guys about how to have sex. Don't worry. Don't worry, we got this.
Live Moss. Live Moss.
That's my brother for sure. He's not a soulmate. He's almost a soul. He's like a comedy soulmate.
He's a soul sister, you know what I mean?
I can't tell
Soul
with Lucas.
sister. I love
I don't
me
want
some
to talk
Lucas
about
Cobb.
him too much.
You guys were on. The only reason I bring him up is because you guys are buddies and you guys went on. You guys
that's my
went
brother.
You went on tour together and shit.
Yeah, Milo
so,
Loza as well. Milo
yeah,
Loza
lovely
and
guys.
Lucas.
I love those boys.
Yeah.
So have you had your heart broken?
Yes, I've had my heart broken. I get my heart broken periodically, like in minute levels, but like a big heartbreak, I've gotten that one time.
Have you ever broken someone else's heart?
Yeah. I think the person who broke my heart, we like broke each other's heart.
Yeah, that's valid. I like the way you put that because there are different ways to be heartbroken, and you know whether you broke someone's heart on purpose or it was just not right is two completely. Oh, you're putting on chapstick?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna kiss?
Are we gonna kiss? I don't fraternize with comedians.
Who said I'm a comedian?
You just said you were a comedian earlier.
Comedians are my people because I am one. There's no record of that.
Are you gonna cut that out? She said she was a comedian.
There's no record of that.
Before the dude behind the camera starts cutting shit.
I've never.
Let's just say she's a comedian over and over again.
I am one.
I am one.
Okay, but I'm not funny, so not hitting on you. I'm not hitting on you. I'm just.
Have you ever hit on me before?
I actually hit on everyone who stands in front of me too long.
Have I ever hit on you?
Aren't you doing it right now?
No. You think this is hitting on you?
I mean, the signal you're giving me is that you're just dying to fuck me.
Oh my God. Yo, you talk to a white woman too long, she starts throwing allegations, bruh. Now I'm Diddy. Fuck.
You know, this is all alleged, okay? I know I've heard some podcasts say before they say anything like this is all alleged. I'd like everyone to know that none of this is real. And actually,
yes, there you go. Get that out there first.
We actually exist in this weird kind of ether space as people who do this. We're having too much fun. And to be honest, when I say hitting on you, I hit on people, but I don't think flirting is necessarily intention.
Yeah, I respect that.
I'm a flirtatious person, and that's because I make eye contact. I like to hug.
Me too. I like to do all those things.
But the problem is that a lot of people can't handle my undivided attention. Like if I really like someone, it's a very bright light.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I think, they think that I'm flirting with them because I'm just showing genuine interest. And boy, is it really sad how lonely people really just are because, you know, like a friendly conversation has led to me having to like say something to a guy that I thought I was very clear.
Yeah.
Like many times.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how people think you're lying. Don't believe the words you say if you're looking them in the eye or if you're, you know, being friendly. But that's not about you.
It's a cultural thing too.
Not about you.
Like in Portland, people I think are so they kind of communicate from a different aspect. Like in different parts of the world, eye contact is like a sense of connection and trustworthiness. And here, eye contact may be seen as a threat, obsessiveness. You know, things that may be taken a different way than you perceive them to be.
I really need eye contact, like, during good sex. Like, sex to me isn't good if I don't have, like, long, sustained eye contact.
Okay.
And also, I mean, I can't stop telling the story. I think it's just lore at this point. It was that I used to masturbate to the music video for Hey Jude.
Like
the Beatles, Hey Jude.
Oh, like because you're like a Jew, so I was like, that's kind of
No, it's not Hey Jew. It's Hey Jude.
Okay.
And Paul McCartney stares deep into the camera and he's singing Hey Jude. And I was as a 12-year-old like,
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah,
and I still
12
like
was
that.
the first time you got into masturbation.
I never said it was the first time.
I was just asking.
Oh,
this is a question.
so I was.
Don't take everything so.
I was actually probably masturbating in the womb, but that's not okay to talk about. Fetal
Anything's
masturbation
okay.
is not allowed.
This is all, you know, let it out. We're here. The first time I watched porn was around like 3 or 4.
By accident?
No, this was like, well, yes, accident, and then when you realize the stimuli that you're receiving and that it kind of exudes like taboo, and so like as a kid it goes from to then you kind of dig into it and then you realize it's a taboo, and so that was around 3 or 4.
I think that a lot of people are exposed to porn by accident, but a lot of us also as kids watched late night TV, and it makes me sad that kids these days don't get that kind of innocent erotica on TV, and they just go right to like, you know,
Hardcore,
hot MILFs that
DP.
want to fuck them nearby. Like,
Yeah.
that's just kind of, it's sad because those MILFs don't really want to fuck them.
I mean, who knows? They might grow into like a milf fucker.
Hope, God willing. I want every kid to grow up into being a MILF fucker.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you can
eventually,
put
if
that-
you just stay single long enough, you'll have sex with women who have kids.
Yeah, I'm actually entering my stepmom era. I'm 30 years old, and I feel like if I ever get with someone, like, at this point, who's never been with someone, like, they've got a problem, so I might have to be a stepmom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for me,
People have a past.
For me, as I was like maturing in my dating, I started to realize like, oh, if I ever date someone, could I be with someone, like, would I still be physically attracted to someone once they're pregnant? Because that's kind of like a worry for a lot of men is like,
Oh,
am I going to
really? I thought it was
maintain?
I feel like a lot of people are, like, super into pregnant women. It's so hot.
I mean, there are kinks of that, but there are the reverse where people are like, damn, am I still going to be attracted to my lady after she has a child? That's
Men
a fear.
say the darndest things.
It's a fear. It's a fear. So I think throughout my dating,
So you're afraid of that?
No, I
were.
I wondered that. So I tested it.
You watched
I had
pregnant
sex with a
porn?
woman
Oh.
who was pregnant.
You did?
Yeah, for sure.
That's sick. How'd it go?
Wasn't my kid.
How
It was really
pregnant?
good.
How
She was
pregnant
pregnant. She was fucking pregnant.
Were you helping her go into labor? Was it kind of like a for hire, like need
No,
someone to fuck me into
the father
labor?
of her kids was acting up, and this was a woman we were intimate before she got pregnant. But the father of her kids was acting up,
T.
and she thought about me, and I was like, you know what? Let's try it. I've never tried it before, so that was really cool. I liked it.
Because she was pregnant, I have to just say objectively she did nothing wrong.
Oh,
I
no,
just,
of
you know,
course
in
not.
that scenario,
She was
anyway.
we were all together with this.
I'm happy for you. I've never been with somebody who's pregnant, but, you know, I would say that, like, a lot of men, I think, overthink whether they'll be attracted to somebody when, like, attraction, like, if you're having a kid with someone, like, you have that, like, hopefully, like, that spiritual connection, but you can't worry about shit you don't know yet.
Well, a lot of relationships break up after the pregnancy.
I don't want to go too deep into pregnancy fucking. Should we answer some questions from people?
Okay, I'm with whatever though. Yeah,
That
whatever
was,
you want to
see
talk
what I
about.
did there? The too deep into pregnancy fucking? I don't know.
I was deep into pregnancy fucking.
We'll come back to it, okay? We'll come back. Is
hell
it
yeah.
weird for a guy to have a vibrator?
No, I'm actually about 3 months away from buying a vibrator.
What's happening in 3 months? Are you saving up? You got a piggy bank or something?
No, it's just that. Well, first I soft launched it by asking women like, "Hey, how would you feel if like I just pulled a vibrator out?" And they all say the same thing. That'd be so weird. Like you use that on someone else.
Really?
I'm like, you want to have sex with me without a condom? Like if you would fuck me without a condom, why wouldn't you fuck a vibrator that I've washed off? So that's always my thought. Plus, I said I'll
Some
put a
sex
condom.
toys are easily, like,
Cleanable.
more clean than others. You shouldn't buy ones that can't be sterilized anyway, so...
And I'm the condom guy. I'll put a condom on the vibrator, just like how I put a condom on my
smart.
penis. Yeah. Because I love a vibrator. Like, as a person who's single, I don't just eat every woman's vagina. I'm a monogamous pussy eater.
Ew!
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
the most unattractive quality I've ever
Thank
heard
you.
in a
I
man.
appreciate
I
that.
genuinely feel that you're wrong.
Yeah, you have
and
to.
that
For
you
me to
should
eat
probably...
your vagina, you have to get tested.
First of all, stop saying eat your vagina. Those are
Isn't that what it's
unattractive.
called?
No.
I've always had a little bit of a quarrel with the idea that, you know, that we smell like fish. I think it's a little bit closer, a little bit more in between with like cheese and like a little bit closer to cheese.
Julie, you just ruined my life. You just ruined my life. I mean, you can actually, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna tone police you. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but you best go down on me. If I hook up with a guy and he doesn't go down on me, I will not fuck him again.
Yeah, that's respect. I mean, you have your, but my
Unless
thing
it was
is,
like a, you know, like we had the chance and it was just, you know, like it was a hot hookup where we just didn't do oral at all. But if I sucked his dick.
No, I don't want you to suck my dick either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
it all right.
Yeah, I don't want you to.
back what I said. If
I
you're
don't-
not
I don't-
getting a
no fluid
blowjob,
bonding at all.
if you're
Yeah.
not getting a blowjob, you don't have to give a blowjob.
Yeah.
I take back
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
said.
I don't want.
sorry.
Yeah, I don't want a
Sorry.
blowjob at all. I don't want it.
Are you sure?
Everyone
I'm
keep your fluids to yourself. Yeah, I'm very like in my disciplined sex era right now.
Disciplined sex. Wait, so you're not that's nothing to do with BDSM? That's just like a lifestyle thing?
Yeah, it's like I don't masturbate. and-
What?
Yeah, I don't masturbate.
You don't masturbate.
No. It's been 3 years. I haven't masturbated in 3 years. Hell yeah.
I'm speechless. I don't know if I've ever been. Wow. Okay. I'm not speechless. That's a lie. I've never been speechless. I have a lot to say.
This is your show.
I've got a lot
so.
to ask. I
Yeah,
genuinely
please.
am wondering, why don't you masturbate?
Because as libido goes down, I
As
need.
speak for yourself first
Yeah,
of all.
I'm speaking
please.
for
Yeah,
myself. I'm saying as libido.
Yeah. Not as I just want to sorry, not for yourself. I just mean like this, like what he's about to tell us does not apply to all guys. So
Yeah,
this is,
as my libido goes down, I need to find alternative methods outside of things that will give me heart palpitations in order to maintain a long-lasting erection.
what do you mean? So give you heart? Do you have a cardiac disorder, or is that a
No,
euphemism?
but like taking Viagra and Cialis
Oh,
isn't a
okay.
healthy method of continual sex
I understand
usage.
now. I understand. Okay, so you are looking for ways to be as hard as you can while you do hook up.
Yeah, and while I wear a condom, because you can be hard and have unprotected sex, but if you're masturbating on a regular basis, for me, it was desensitizing me to the condom. So when I put the condom on, my dick
So
would just go
interesting.
soft.
So you should
because
be
I'm used to
masturbating
skin
into a
on skin.
condom.
Well, I don't masturbate at
Well, no,
all.
I mean, I don't mean you should. Like if you were, I would actually say that, like, I would recommend to guys, if they want to fix that problem, there's actually like research to prove that like our bodies have these kind of like they're like paths that we've grooved into our bodies. If it's like death grip syndrome. If
Okay.
you're jerking it way too hard, gripping it all the time, super fucking hard, a pussy will never be tight enough because your hand has conditioned your cock to need to be choked.
I mean, in the same sense, it's similar to a vibrator as well, which is why
Yes.
I'm a fan of a guy having a vibrator, because women are already accustoming themselves to that level
If
of
they're
pleasure.
lucky and if they're treating themselves right.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot more people who have vibrators that I deal with now. So I'm just saying, in that instance, me having a vibrator, I can cater to what you do alone, and I can provide.
So you
something
give a shit about their
different.
pleasure?
Absolutely.
Oh my god! That's awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you say of course, but I don't know if you've looked around at or like participated in the discourse about men these days, but a lot of guys really don't, Juan. Like,
And they say it in public to women when they are attracted to them?
no, it's just that when they fuck you, they just don't care to get you off.
Oh,
Genuinely.
no, I care. Like,
Do you know
I take it
you're-
as an indictment to not
Well,
make a
good
woman
for you
come.
is what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you a pro.
But as a person who's a monogamous pussy eater, I know I'm taking a lot off the table.
Have you
So I have to provide other things.
have you trademarked that yet? Monogamous pussy eater?
No,
I think it's
but
a
I've
good
said
band
it
name.
enough.
It's some sort of like
I'll
you know,
put it on a
merch,
t-shirt.
Merch, yeah. It's
For sure, on a t-shirt, that's hard.
monogamous pussy eater. Like that's
For sure.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's only because I don't get my dick sucked. It should be on the back.
Yeah.
Just let it be known that I will.
Yeah, I don't
you
want.
know,
I don't want.
I will be fair. I think that
Super fair.
So I want to know what kind of vibrator you're looking into getting.
It would
I used
be
to sell sex toys. You know that, right?
nice.
Yeah.
It would be something that would go for the clit. I feel like I got the vagina taken care of with my penis. So I think this something that's hanging outside playing with the clit will suffice.
The way you said that was really upsetting, but I like the concept.
Yeah.
Hanging outside. Yeah. Do you have like a type of toy that you're thinking of, or like do
It
you
would
have
be like a classic strong vibrator, the ones with
wand?
different levels of vibration. You know that alternate between settings
Lay
and
down.
shit. So
have you ever used a magic wand?
Yeah. I've used so many vibrators.
This guy is.
But I love using vibrators. It's fun. It's even fun like when they're in doggy style and you're like hitting it from the back and you can like feel the
I've been there.
vibrator like massage. It's like massaging your dick too.
Yeah, that's what I was.
fire.
This guy says it's weird for a guy to have a vibrator, and it's like doesn't specify it to use with someone
Yeah, I was gonna
else.
say this is Portland, so I don't know in what capacity he
There's
means
all
using
sorts
a
of vibrating
vibrator.
cock rings that I recommend as well that are good for partnered sex because they actually they have been designed to be very ergonomic. There's a couple brands like We Vibe and Tantus, and like they've really nailed the exact combination of like power and comfort And it might help you with the condom problem too, because like it's a different kind of stimulation, and they can vibrate. There are ones that vibrate on top, like.
Oh, I'm good with
for the
condoms
clit.
now because I don't masturbate. Like a condom feels like that's pussy to me now because I
That's so
only have sex in condoms.
Romantic.
Yeah, condoms feel like pussy to me now.
Well, just want you to remind you that it's not the same.
Well, yeah, I realize that, which is why
Without is way better, Juan. Just so
I've
you
been
know.
married. Yeah, I know.
You've been married?
Yeah.
You're a divorcee?
Yeah. I've been
How old are
divorced for
you?
8 years. 31.
Oh my god, I thought you were 82.
Thank you. I am.
Okay, cool. You've been divorced for 8 years.
Yeah.
So did you have? I know you were in the army. So did you have
Yeah.
like a dependa wife?
Well, I knew
I
her
love their
before.
memes.
I knew her before I got in the military, and while I was in the military, she joined the military. So,
Because it was hard to find time together.
well,
So
that
by
didn't-
joining, she was like, "Babe, look."
no, that was our
I
relationship.
joined the army.
Our relationship was basically over by the time she joined the military. But
Well, thank you for your service, genuinely. I do feel that like you have the vibe of somebody who, like me, was probably burned at the stake in a past life, or like suffered some sort of very unjust crime. You did something totally innocent, and then you were killed, and now you're back for vengeance, like me, right?
Possibly.
Do you feel like your soul is new? Like, do you believe in like an old soul, or like?
I mean, I've been
any kind of
told
stupid
that
shit like that?
in multiple capacities,
But
so I
been
can't.
told
I
that is
can't
different
fight
than
it.
you believing it. You don't.
I mean,
it's okay if you don't.
Like I just live in the present, so I can't really express what. Like I can maybe say that in a cliche way, like, "Oh, I have an old soul."
Everything
but like,
I say is cliche.
I know, but I'm saying, but I'm saying like in real time, like I don't know because I live in the present.
I live in the past, by which I mean other people's pasts. I love history. I'm a historian, so I got a history minor in bachelor's degree. My master's degree is
I
history.
feel like I learned enough about history now. I don't really have to read as much. Like now, I really know a lot about history, and I feel like I know.
You know enough.
too
You've learned
much.
enough.
It's the same
The more
story.
you
It just
know,
keeps
well,
repeating
the
it.
more you know, the harder it is to unsee certain things.
Well, they only tell you about particular parts of history. Like
Who's
there's
they?
the people who structure
I'm just
history.
kidding.
to present it.
I'm just kidding. I understand. I left academia because I was like, you guys are fucking nerds. I don't want to get a PhD yet. I just,
I mean, I'm gonna get a PhD. It's just gonna
I will
be in
eventually as
psychology.
well, but it'll be in something that doesn't exist right now. It'll be in like masters of being, a sexual comedian, master of sex education and comedy. No, it's stupid.
They do have a comedian degree already.
I would judge
It's like a
harshly
university of
anybody who
I think
went.
it's at Boston, University of Boston, I think.
Good for them. I want everyone to study what they want, and academia is privilege, and the opportunity to learn is fucking, always helping me when I'm doing comedy, thinking about like, what are people's stories? Like history is about the stories of individual human beings. And that's why it's so important that this guy who's insecure about having a vibrator hears from us.
I feel like she's fighting his way out of insecurity though, because he's like,
He's sharing.
is it weird to have vibration? So he's ready. He understands he doesn't
Yeah, good
provide
for
enough for a
him.
woman.
I'm glad. Well, also.
So he's like, I'm thinking about it, and so let
Provide
me get this
enough
question out.
is an interesting thought too, because like again, I think you can be dependent. I wouldn't say addicted. I hate the casualization of like addiction with stuff. Like I do think that you can be conditioned to needing a vibrator to get off because of the same thing as death grip syndrome. It's like just the way your body exists in space, and after a certain amount of time our bodies are always adjusting. But I also think that like it's not a problem to need a vibrator to get off. Man-made tools to make our lives easier. Why the fuck why would you not want to come as harder than you ever knew you could come? Do it, girl, do it. And guy and non-binaries, come as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And so this guy wants a vibrator, get the vibrator. It's
Yeah,
not weird.
I'm about to get one too.
And
so
if someone
shout out
thinks
to
it's
you.
weird, they're not for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or they just don't need the vibrator.
Yeah, or
You
they're
just leave
just,
it on the side.
or they're just on their own journey of self-discovery.
Exactly.
You gotta assume incompetence, not malice, always.
Yeah, I support people who want vibrators. I support people who don't want vibrators.
I really just want everyone to have pleasure and not feel ashamed for like existing as a human animal, because as somebody who has spent a lot of time in my imagination, I'm like, I'm an overthinker, right? And I've often thought about like, okay, what are like who am I when it comes to this show? Like, will anybody ever want to like be with me in a genuine way when I do this like crazy thing, weird, very vulnerable personal thing? And I just think like there's a billions and billions of people, and a lot of them will not want to be with me. Mm-hmm. And I've accepted that.
Good.
But for the couple, maybe 3 or 4 people who do want to be with me for the right reasons, like, I'll find them.
Absolutely.
They'll find me.
Absolutely.
And I already have a really good dog.
Yeah, you do.
And I mean, she's good right now. Like, she's often very bad. Yeah. But she's a good dog. I think we have one more question.
Hell yeah, let's get to it.
Do you want to read it?
No, I don't want to read it. No, I don't.
Okay, I am a straight guy who loves having my nipple stimulated, but I'm too embarrassed to ever ask a partner for that because I think it's weird and uncommon.
Wow, that's so funny. This feels like me asking both of these questions.
I love when this happens.
Except I'm a queer guy.
You like having your nipple stimulated?
Yeah, of course.
So are you embarrassed to ask a partner for it?
Yeah, I am. Because I've soft asked people and they...
This is a total accident. I have no idea.
I've soft asked people and they'll be not like asked on behalf of me, but I've just been like, how do you feel about it? Just to test the water. And they're like,
hypothetically, how do you feel about men getting their
I've had
nipple-
women be like, that's so gay. And then I'll be like, have you ever eaten ass? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, have you ever stuck a finger in a guy's ass? And they're like, yeah. I'm like,
against my will, yes.
I'm like, how is licking a nipple gayer than putting a finger in a guy's ass?
It's the most natural thing. I see a guy, I see nipples, I just want to touch them.
Yeah, go for it.
Not right now.
I'm not saying me. I'm saying go for it in general. When you see it.
I wouldn't do
set.
that. I wouldn't do that to you because again, you're just begging too hard. I don't want to give you what you want. You just want it too bad.
I don't have sex with comedians.
That's fine. We can talk about our other things, our friendship going forward, and maybe in the future you would consider jerking off thinking about me.
I don't jerk off.
I said the future.
In the future I'm not jerking off.
Okay.
I think I've totally cut it out of my system. I love not jerking off.
He's playing hard to get. It's so serious. So
no,
cute.
Seriously, not
He's
jerking
pretending
off.
he doesn't like me.
No, I love
I'm
you.
just kidding, dude.
Not jerking off is the best thing I've ever done.
I just feel so bad for you. I love masturbating.
Dude, oh my goodness.
Give me a reason. Give me a brag.
Give you so many.
Give me a brag about the last time you had really good sex because I can't help it.
Every time I have sex, it's really good, honestly. and honestly, not masturbating so dope because like you have to talk yourself off the ledge so much that by the time that you actually have sex, you know how to retain, like you know how to like you're not a fast comer because I'm so used to going back and forth with my cum throughout however long it takes for me to have sex.
Don't I know it? I know exactly.
So I have sex for a long time, and you throw a condom on that.
What if they don't want a long time? What if they want to?
Then they quit. Then give up. And I won't come. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Quit.
Is have sex until she gives up and I don't come. That's my favorite thing to do. That's my absolute favorite thing to do.
Oh shit.
There's
until
she quits, no
you're not gonna tap out?
No, there's no better feeling than her giving up and then me not coming, and then that's the vibe. I love that shit. I love it. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah. Because they always say some shit like, oh, this never happens. I usually always get the guy to come. Well, not today.
No. It must be so difficult for you when that happens and you have to break the news that you're a sex god.
No, I'm not a sex god.
It must be so. I mean,
I'm a mere mortal.
I am a sex god.
Respect.
You know,
I can get killed. Like thick women get me out. They get me to come really fast. Like if you're a certain level of thick, I'm gonna come.
Yeah,
immediately.
I feel the same way about those women.
Like petite women, all day long. I'm a sex god. But to thick women, shit.
What's your best feature you think about yourself other than your dick? Sorry.
My brain.
Nice.
By far.
Mine's my mouth.
Salute.
And then my boobs. And then my brain.
Salute.
I do have a good brain. And I do need to be like, I need to get off a certain number of times per capita. That's not that right. You know, per whatever. If I don't make myself come, I will commit a crime. Yeah. Like I become so upset.
That's another thing.
And I make bad choices.
From not masturbating, I get all those same feelings that you get. Except
But you have to process them?
I have to process them and deal with them in a healthy manner.
That's
and
disgusting.
Then,
I'm honestly.
yeah, it's so cool. Like I was sober, like completely sober. I did Ramadan last month. So I was like not masturbating, not drinking alcohol, not smoking weed, only eating at nighttime and only drinking water. And dude,
So you were better than everyone for a month. Then how was it?
it was freaking crazy. Like being in
You
your
were raw
brain,
dogging life.
being in your brain that deep is crazy.
Yeah, I do a lot of like indulging in my and being radically in my body. I think I was saying this on a previous episode. I was a ballerina growing up.
Nice.
And that meant that nice, yeah. Everyone, it's so cute, isn't it?
It is
And
cute. I mean, it could
until
be
I
a
tell you
real.
what I'm about to say, which is that all my value was my body. The way since I was like walking till I was 15, everything that made me worth something in the world I lived in. Not everything, in my family, of course, whatever. But like being a dancer is about your body and space. And I didn't as a kid didn't really own myself. And didn't really have autonomy. And so I kind of went very radically the opposite way when I stopped, which was like, I'm going to fucking drink and party and fuck whoever I want because my body is mine. And I'm 30 now, so I'm much more responsible than I was. But at the same time, I feel like I'm very sex positive, radically so, to a point where like I feel that pleasure, that everyone should feel as much pleasure as they want, and that a big crime that's been committed on people is the oppression and shame around masturbation and about, and sexual self-understanding, because a lot of people can't get off with a partner because they themselves don't even know how to get themselves off. And I just think that that's just such a shame, because if we can experience one joy in life, in a world where we have little to no control, it should be the kind that we were born with.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I stopped masturbating is because I'm not as productive when I'm physically drained. Like when my balls are drained, I don't have the same inspiration to go outside.
They don't have a
chase
pill
my
for that,
dreams.
like a cum replenisher?
I just,
it's too
yeah,
bad.
when I'm like backed up with cum, it just like forces me to have to
It's
go
coming out your
outside.
eyeballs, you're crying
It
it
makes me
out.
go to the gym. It makes me like do things to like actively like release that tension. So,
And it comes out of your balls, right? That's
No.
where the cum comes from?
well, I do have wet dreams because I don't masturbate. I had a wet dream like 3 weeks ago.
It's your body
As
telling
an
you something.
adult man,
I think
yeah,
it's actually
freaking
better.
Crazy.
I just want you to make sure that you're coming at least 5 to 8 times a month.
I do.
Okay, good, because it's unhealthy for your prostate.
Yeah.
Just
I
so you know.
I come. I
Okay,
come.
good. Thank God.
I just don't masturbate.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just worried about your health.
Oh, thank you.
I want you to be as healthy as possible.
Absolutely.
I want you to live a long time until we're both brains in jars.
You want to live for a long time?
Yeah. I want to live as long as I can, because I think that
There's-
actually I've
so
had a
like
couple.
you want to be 200 years
I've
old.
had near-death experiences, or experiences where like I was in a lot of danger, and I instantly have always felt the fight, like I really feel, and I don't mean to be too real, but like I really feel that philosophically, if it came down to it, I don't want to be DNR. No, resuscitate me. I want to live. And I know that's not very popular in Oregon, but I genuinely do want to. I want to be given a chance to exist, because we don't know what it's like to exist in a state of perceived unconsciousness. My grandmother just died a couple months ago, and she had this horrible degenerative aphasia where she became kind of locked in, and she would be awake but scared, and I just had this feeling like she's in there. She wants to live. But we would look at it like we'd be like, okay, there's a change in quality of life, but we can't speak for anyone but ourselves. And I just know that I want to be a brain in a jar. I want my head cut off, a la Futurama. My dad feels the same way, and I always tell him that since that's what he really wants, I'm going to put him in a jar and carry him around and refer to him as my father's head, and ask him, his opinion on everything, and just give him what he wants, which is to be a floating head in a jar. And I think that would be cool.
I do think that we're all old souls. I think everyone's an old soul. We're all.
You're back? Oh, okay, you thought about this.
Yeah. We're all carrying, because I'm like listening to you talking.
She's brand
I'm like
new.
remembering, but we're like all carrying the transactions and the actions of the people who came before
Our
us.
ancestors, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we are old soul because the way we act is the product of how society was prior.
I've met some people who are comedians who are brand new. It's like an alien placed you here, and this is the first time this in human form has ever existed.
Well, they've been catered and sheltered, and that's a product of the souls before them.
It's so true. You're such a pleasure to have on the show. I'm so glad that you came out.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell the
This is a
people
great
like how to
show.
find you online and then like do this into your camera?
You can find me on any social media site. Just type in JUAN Denmark.
How do you spell that?
JUANDENMARK.
So I'm so looking forward to seeing what you're doing in the future. And anytime you want to come back, hit me up. Do you want a hug?
Yeah,
Is that okay?
I love hugs.
I'm not gonna hug your nipple. Thank you so much for being on the show. You're
Aw, please don't ask. Don't ask, baby.